Hi, I am Stephanie Graves, and this is Love and Wholeness Weekly. And today we are lucky enough to get to interview Dede Beasley. She is a licensed equine assisted psychotherapist, and she is going to talk to us a little bit today about what equine therapy is, and we can ask her questions about how it's helpful with relational addiction. So thank you so much for being with us.
You're more than welcome.
So the first question I wanted to ask is, can you tell us a little bit about equine therapy and what it involves?
There are different models for equine assisted psychotherapy. I happened to start this so long ago there really wasn't any specific training. So for me, what's involved is safety for the clients and the horses, a qualified psychotherapist that understands experiential psychotherapy, and someone who also understands equine therapy in terms of body language for horses, what horses need, interaction. Natural horsemanship's a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the needs of the horse and the people are both involved. I happen to be an equestrian and a licensed professional counselor, so I kind of lucked out to kind of see that integrate. My exact model came out of a type of psychomotor therapy that was experiential, El Paso Borden model,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very much about re-educating the body, about being okay.
And so it's kind of like can you say it's kind of like using techniques and a relationship with the horse to kind of help you on your own healing journey?
Yeah, it's a conversation. I don't really set too much up unless I have a specific agenda, but it's relational. The conversation, the circumstances, the situations all create things that happen between clients and their horses, same as people and people.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go down there, you'll probably see something like that. So it just seems very normal for me to have clients bring all their things that concern them, their thoughts, their feelings, the way they choose to behave. Everything that we talk about in an office happens with the horses.
Wow, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then why do you think equine counseling or equine psychotherapy is helpful for healing trauma?
Well, I think clients taught me that. I've been doing this for 20 years, and when I get to know people and they're going to begin equine, they often tell me that they like them, they're wonderful, but they're big.
Mm-hmm.
And I started understanding that big is tapping into the stuff that's been bigger than them, which is trauma or neglect.
Mm-hmm.
You can't process that. So it could be things like unmet needs, like, God, I hope he likes me, hope he won't forget me, hope he comes to me.
Mm-hmm.
It could also be, I hope he doesn't hurt me or make me look stupid. So all of that's very limbic type of material, and I often hear people start with those type of things. So also the limbic system talks about how to survive, and it's always fun to work with people that know you don't have to show them who's boss. That's going to get you really hooked into something. If it's not working, you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But we have lots of influence, which is the natural horsemanship and the way that we interact with the horses.
And when you're talking about the limbic system, so is that the part of our brain that is always in the survival, fight, flight kind of mode?
Yeah, you'll have episodes of it, and then it'll kind of simmer.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't more and more. It doesn't take much to set it off. Flight would be things like dissociation or isolating, and fight would be things like self-harm, arguing with people,
Mm-hmm.
rage, that kind of thing.
Okay, and so equine therapy kind of helps a little bit with that limbic part of our brain.
Because they can talk about it. They feel it first. The body's so important in equine assisted psychotherapy for the person and the horse.
Yeah.
They feel it first, and instead of doing what they've always done with it, we're going to be there and go toward it. And hopefully, the best thing I like about this is is we figure out where they didn't get taken care of in a trauma. We can put something symbolic in there that they feel physically in their body, and we've got antidote a little bit to I need to run, or I need to hit him, or he hates me. We have an antidote to that because they're having another experience.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
That's really cool.
I don't know if the clients think it's fun, but I think it's a real blessing.
I got to do equine therapy in Petaluma, California, and it was fun. I mean, it was challenging because I like animals so much that I was almost like, when having difficulty made me feel insecure because I'm so used to having such a good rapport with animals. So it was really good to teach me, though, that I had to pay attention and not just assume how the animal feels.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
It was good, though.
Clients project all over the place.
That's what it was. It's like you can't project with them. You have to really pay attention to what is going on in that moment.
Right.
And it taught me a lot, though, a lot. And it was such a simple experience, and yet showed me so much about how I enter into a relationship. So it was very good. And then, can horses teach us about boundaries? Yeah,
they live in herds, and I have a horse that used to live in a herd with a chicken. I mean, they like that, being in a herd. And the way they find and interact with each other in the herd is by their body language, which is conversation. And that's boundaries. What you can and can't do, where I want you, where I don't want you. It's all boundaries. So when we are with them, we are part of a herd, and they're going to bring who they are into their interactions with us. And they give us an opportunity to learn to have a say. Or learn to be patient, and that kind of thing. Boundaries have gotten a bad rap. They're really not because people are bad.
Yeah.
They're used to help someone educate other people what's going on with them.
Yeah.
So that things could get better.
Yeah.
And you also can find out who you're not going to be happy with, or where to put somebody. Friendship versus dating, that kind of thing. So boundaries are education.
Yeah, or educating.
But you got to know who you are before you can do that.
Yeah, you have to know what you need, because I kind of think the more I learn about boundaries, I kind of think of it like it's me just letting people know that this is what I need, and that is what kind of helps the relationship, is because it's like, oh, they know, like, oh, Stephanie, she needs me to show up because she has abandonment issues, you know, like, and if they don't respect what I educate them about, then I can use that to inform me of how to place that relationship.
Yes, exactly.
So, but yeah, they're very, very helpful. I wish I learned about them a lot earlier on in life, but it's good to learn about them now. So, have you worked with people that struggle with relational addiction, like codependency and love addiction?
A lot. That's underneath a whole lot of the new therapies that are coming up around attachment disorders. Those are things that kind of weave our way of being in the world and our view of self and others early on in life. Out of that comes a whole lot of how I belong with you and how you belong with me, and it's on a big continuum. But codependency, relationship addiction, all of that is where somewhere you got lost in a certain way of being, is how you felt found. So it's underneath a whole lot of the confusion and angst that people have about why they keep doing these patterns.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's reinforced and taught, and it's big trouble if you try to change it. But people think this is who I should be. What I keep saying is, but are you happy?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that counts more than what I'm doing that everyone and I thought I should do.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that you said that. Are you happy? Because for me, I had to stop worrying about what people think about how I'm changing or how I'm growing in my relational stuff, because sometimes people don't like it when you set boundaries. And
Right.
sometimes people don't like it if you're not going with the grain on certain things.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm happier when my healing looks the way that it does, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is that you've got your own back.
Yeah, right. But that's who. It's like when you think about it. Like I heard someone say, you spend your whole life with yourself. Like you're the only one that will be with you your whole life. You want to have your own back, in that regard. And it's like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And it's important with boundaries to understand you're not really doing them against anyone. You're just doing them for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a way to find your place and where you fit.
Yeah.
And you need to listen to other people's boundaries. It's funny, the boundaries everybody's going, I need my boundaries heard. Well, it goes the other way around too.
I know.
It goes the other way around too.
I know. I actually kind of feel safer though when I have friends that do set boundaries with me. I feel better because I feel like I know what's going on. But if they don't ever set boundaries with me, I feel kind of confused and like I don't ever know how they feel. So I actually kind of like
it. And we trust each other when we have boundaries.
Yeah. Okay, and then the next question is, what do you tell people if they are scared to work closely with horses?
Let's find a place where you want to stand, and we'll start there.
Okay, so even if it's like 20 feet away?
To go. We can stand and watch with a fence between us.
Okay.
If that's the piece of protection a trauma survivor needs, number one, giving them that choice creates safety and respect for them. And when they understand that that's going to be happening, but we work with them instead of on them, then when they choose, they'll go a little further. And they also know they get to go back out.
Okay.
So people that are really scared need to be allowed to be scared. And lots of times people who are scared will observe for a while.
Yeah.
And they'll maybe see some other people working. And they'll go, oh, okay, this makes sense. And I teach a lot. A lot of clients have told me, nobody's ever taught me about this before. It makes sense. I've always just been out there. And I thought, well, no, you don't know what you don't know. And you've already grown up once that way, so let's do it this way.
Yeah. So that's great. I love that. And then, so is equine counseling a good tool for finding our voice in relationships? So helping us have the capability to set a boundary or learn how to use our voice.
Yeah, I think so, because I don't know when it will occur, but you'll find that you've made one adjustment too many, or the horse is looking for boundaries, or if you're not there, you'll become about something or somebody else. So you allow that to happen. You don't fix it. It's not about horsemanship, but it's about a point where somebody says, he keeps leading me around. I go, well, why is he doing that? And they'll say, because he wants to. And I'll say, yeah, but I don't want to make him unhappy. I don't want him to get mad. And so, there's that place where if I can keep him happy, and I'll end up in another county with this horse. Or I can figure out how to say it and say what I need. Now I have to sometimes show them, because you can't just tell a trauma survivor, move your body this way.
Yeah.
So I show them or stand in a particular place, and they learn to find it in them to show up.
That's great. I love that. And then, so when you work with people, do you work with people in one-on-one sessions, or do you do group therapy, or both?
everything. I do one-on-one, groups, couples, trainings. Yeah, it's really nice because people just can come in any form or fashion, and you just start doing the work, and it just happens naturally. There are some contraindications with equine therapy, like thought disorders or people that have unmanaged rage, things like that. But with dual diagnosis, that usually can get settled down to some extent, and almost everybody can do a little something. And some people really go a long way with it.
Wow, that's awesome. I just want to say thank you so much for doing this interview today. This is such a cool thing to learn about, and I'm hoping everybody will enjoy learning about it. And Dede's website is going to be up at the end of this video, so you'll be able to see how to get in touch with her if you're interested in doing equine assisted psychotherapy. And so yeah, if you want to contact her, and just stay tuned for more videos and more interviews. And I appreciate you joining us today, and thank you, Dede.
Thank you.